Hello, everyone. Today we will discuss the best colleges for autistic students. Welcome to Autism Street, where we discuss resources to help individuals on the autism spectrum. Before you head off to college, there are some key things you need to know about disability services and about important steps to take if you have autism, such as exploring disability accommodations will not adversely impact admission decisions. Disability officers are completely separate from admission officers and are committed to maintaining a student's privacy. However, a student's disclosure of a disability is generally more likely to be helpful than harmful. There's a difference between accommodations and support services. The Americans with Disability Act mandates that all U.S. colleges make a reasonable effort to accommodate the needs of students with disabilities. For example, letting students to sit in the front rows of class or to take tests in a distraction-reduced environment. However, some students need additional support services to succeed in college, such as academic coaching to help with time management and study skills. These services are only available at certain colleges and may be provided by a separate office for academic or student success. Writing about your condition in your application may shed light on other parts of your application. You're not obligated to disclose your diagnosis when applying for college. However, if it would help an admission committee understand your situation better, then it may be to your advantage to use the additional information section of the application to write about your disability. You need to research student disability services during the college search process. That way, you can be sure you'll be satisfied when the time comes to make your final college decision. Make an appointment with the disability office and have a list of questions ready. 33 Texas colleges have a program for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities. However, you need to be aware that the classification of intellectual and developmental disabilities is different from the classification for autism spectrum disorder. So it is not clear that the program at all these schools can accommodate ASD. Make sure you discuss this during your appointment with the disability office. Several Texas colleges plus the University of Oklahoma are on a list for college contacts for college programs for students with disabilities, and it appears that most of them include programs for ASD. We recently received a comment from Nancy about the Autism Street channel saying we were doing an excellent job. It was certainly a nice thing to hear. I reached out to her to ask if we could share her story, and she agreed. In her own words, Nancy said, "My son, who has Asperger's, is doing outstanding. We've always viewed his diagnosis as a gift from God. I pushed for the best for him, taught him to self-advocate, listen to his goals, and doing everything as his mom to help him reach them, just as I've done with my other children." She continued to say, "He just completed his first year of college with a 3.8 GPA. He lived on campus at UNT. Go Mean Green. He will live in an apartment this year." I asked her if the University of North Texas has a program to assist autistic students. She said yes, it's called UNT Engage, Embracing Neurodiverse Groups in Academics and Gainful Employment. Also UNT CAN, which is housing. You can look under Neurodivergent Student Support Services and it will give you a more detailed description of what each resource includes. Nancy also said it was a blessing for our family. To me, Nancy is a tremendously important resource because she was able to provide an endorsement of the University of North Texas by an actual autistic family. Texas Tech has a program for autistic students called Connections for Academic Success and Employment, or CASE. The CASE program assists students with autism and other developmental disabilities to navigate college, to empower them to reach their post-secondary academic goals, and to find competitive employment after graduation. With the support of the Burkhart Center for Autism Education and Research, CASE provides research-based customized support for students to facilitate their successful transition to college and the entrance into competitive employment after graduation. The University of Oklahoma has a program called Sooner Works. Sooner Works is a transition program for students with an intellectual disability, including autism. It provides an integrated post-secondary educational and employment experience. Texas A&M has a program called Aggie Achieve, which stands for Academic Courses in Higher Education and Vocational Experience. It's a 4-year inclusive higher education program for young adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities to expand their interests and prepare for inclusive employment in the community. Southern Methodist University is usually called SMU and is in Dallas. SMU has a program called DASS, D-A-S-S. This program provides academic assistance to SMU undergraduates with ADHD and learning disabilities, as well as students on the autism spectrum. Baylor University has services for students with learning disabilities, including autism spectrum disorders, or ASD, through the Office of Access and Learning Accommodations, or OALA. OALA creates an encouraging, supportive, and caring environment. There are other colleges and community colleges across Texas that offer assistance for students with disabilities. And don't forget about the many certification programs that may be ideal for students with autism spectrum disorder. But we'll discuss these in another video. If you feel you have received value from this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.